Hi everybody, hello again. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This week I'm planning on doing another reading vlog. I have another busy week of work ahead of me, and I wanted to film something. I'm really liking getting into the groove of filming and editing videos throughout the week. So I wanted to just take you guys along. I have a lot of really exciting reads that I plan on getting to this week. This year is just full of a lot of really cool releases that I'm so looking forward to. For example, this week, Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros comes out. I have a bone to pick with my shipping on that one with Amazon, okay? I have a lot of bones to pick with Amazon, but supposedly I pre-ordered Onyx Storm when it was announced months ago on Amazon, and now it says it's not going to arrive here until Friday. It's released on Tuesday, okay? Like I don't know. I'll figure it out because it's not that I need to read it right away, but I kind of do because I have a really exciting event that I'm going to on February 2nd, which hopefully I'll get the book done before then regardless, but just in case, I'm going to an in-person Rebecca Yarros interview type deal. I don't really know what to expect, but I know that she'll be there, and it's all about her and Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm, all the hype. I think it's like a Q&A in person, and I'm really looking forward to it, so I really want to get around to reading and finishing Onyx Storm before that happens, just in case. I'm assuming they won't do like too much of spoilers, but you never know. You can never be too safe. So that's just one of them that I'm looking forward to getting around to. Sorry if my voice, if I'm like being a little like scratchy, I think I'm getting sick, and I'm really scared to say that because then when I say it, then it's like in the universe, and I really don't. I think I'm getting sick and I'm really scared. For the reading vlog this week, I am also in the middle of reading / listening to The Help by Catherine Stockett, and I am honestly more obsessed with the audiobook than I thought I was going to be. I was planning on doing just a little bit of both since I'm working a lot. I mean, I work all the time anyways, but like I'm driving around a lot for work recently, and so I put it on every time I get into the car, and it's incredible. Super lovely to listen to, and I'm really excited to continue reading this, listening to it, and then watching the movie afterwards. Yeah, so this is what I'm into right now. I'm 104 pages into the book. It's chapter 7, so just kind of getting into the thick of it, and yeah, that's what I'm reading right now, waiting for Onyx Storm. Maybe because I'm mostly listening to this, I'll pick up another book in the meantime, since I don't know when I'm getting Onyx Storm, but that's what I am doing right now. Another update, I just probably like an hour ago finished The Favorites by Lane Fargo. And if you guys don't know, that book has been extremely hyped up for a while now with all the arcs that have been released of it, and then it just was released officially last Tuesday. And I just read it. I got it from NetGalley, so thank you NetGalley and the publisher for giving that to me. It was interesting to say the least. I will again link my Goodreads down below so you guys can go read my full honest review. There are spoilers in there, warning, so if you are interested in reading the book and you don't want it to be spoiled, don't read my review. And I'm not going to say too much here too either, especially because it wasn't my favorite book of the, of this year yet, and I don't enjoy harping too harshly on people's work and their literature, and I try to be as kind as possible, and I did enjoy the book for the most part. Probably for the first 70% of it I really enjoyed it. It was the last 30% of the book that I really didn't enjoy, and that kind of like stuck with me for my rating. So that's all I'll really say on that. For the most part, I've seen a lot of other people really enjoy it, so I just don't think that the book was for me personally. But yeah, I ended up rating it a 3 stars, so finished that today. That was the 5th book that I have finished in the month of January, which I think is, oh my god, I really don't don't want to get sick. As I'm talking, I'm like feeling it coming on. So this might be a reading vlog, read with me while I'm sick for the week type of vlog, which I don't know how much reading I can get done feeling like this. It literally just hit me. I know I'm just like sitting here rambling, but like this sickness just hit me like a few hours ago. I'm not gonna blame him because I've been around a ton of sick people lately, but my boyfriend is sick and he's feeling better now. But like I think it's coming to me. It's hitting me and it's kind of hitting hard. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes, but that's what I plan on doing this week, is reading. Okay, it's only been like a handful of minutes, but I thought that while we're here, I'll give you guys a little update of how my bullet journal is going. This year I decided to create my own reading journal for 2025. I haven't really done that in the past. I had other types of journals that were already pre-made, but I wanted to go ahead and make my own. I thought this would be a little nice creative outlet for me to have on days like this when I'm just kind of relaxing and finishing up a read. So it starts here. You know what? I'll put in B-roll clips so that you guys can like actually really see it. But it starts on this first page where I just detailed obviously my name, what it is, a reading journal, and then added some cute little bows and hearts and stars. Just things that I thought were really cute and adorable to have on the front page. All of this is inspired by Pinterest. I cannot take any of this for my own credit. I just searched up Pinterest bullet journal ideas, whatever that may be, including bullet journal number ideas, letter ideas, etc. And then we turn the page and I have my goals here. So I want to read 60 books this year, listen to at least 8 audiobooks. I want to get more into audiobook listening. And then I also want to read at least 9 nonfiction novels. I want to stay consistent with my NetGalley reviews and also reading and reviewing the Berkeley books that I receive from the Berkeley Publishing Company. And then I also want to fill out this journal monthly, so I want to stay consistent with completing this journal. On the next page, I have the 25 books that I want to read in 2025. These are mostly new releases, but other books that just stood out to me that I feel like I need to get around to or that I've been thinking of reading for a while. And then the ones that are highlighted in blue are the ones that I have already read. So I've read 1,000 Splendid Suns, The Third Gilmore Girl, and The Favorites now off of this list. On the next page, I have my reading goal. So for the 60 books I want to read, I'm going to be filling in each box whenever I complete a book, and the colors will coordinate with the star rating that I provide them, because I'm not, entirely specific sometimes on my rating. I'll put 4.75 above if that warrants it, just to clarify what I actually gave them for reading. And then turn the page again, and I'm going to keep track of the formats that I'm reading my books from every single month. So I'll have the number of books per month, how many of them were paperback, how many were hardcover, ebook, audiobook, how many I got from Libby, and then how many were ARCs. Some of these I'll be double dipping into because maybe they are a paperback, but I also got it in an ARC version. So I'll just have to kind of mentally keep note of that. And then on to the next page, I have my monthly reading tracker. So I'll just fill out however many books I read that month and then put them onto the little shelves that I created. And yeah, I really like the bow down here. So I thought that was a cute detail. I'm proud of myself for that one. And then turning the pages, this is the last page, a couple of pages that I have filled out. So this is for January. I have just some cute details that remind me of the month of January on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, when I'm done with my reading for the month, I will complete this with, images of the books that I read, or just, more thoughts on them, my overall ratings on them, maybe what my favorite book of the month was. I haven't really gotten that far into detailing what I'm going to put on this page, but it'll be an overall monthly wrap up of what I read that month. So yeah. Yeah, so that is my 2025 bullet journal. Again, like I said, most of it is derived from Pinterest, so all of my ideas come from there essentially. I'm not going to take any creative responsibility for what is coming out of this, but I thought it would be a little bit challenging, but also just a little bit fun to doodle in here every month and then look back on at the end of the year. Yeah, and then if you have any ideas and you are watching this and you have any ideas, please leave them down in the comments, because there are so many pages in this bullet journal. I know that there is more that I can come up with. I was thinking of maybe doing like a page after the monthly wrap up for like what my favorite read was, and then like going into way more detail on that page about that book, why it was my favorite, maybe doing a tiny collage on it. Kind of depends, but I have so much room in this notebook. I feel like I have a lot to work with there, so I'll keep looking on Pinterest, but wanted to update you guys with that now since I was adding in some of my coloring for finishing the favorites today. Hi everybody, it is now Tuesday. It's literally not Tuesday, it's actually it's Monday. Hello, it's Monday. It's about 5 o'clock now. I've been off work for about an hour, and I don't know if you guys can tell. I don't feel good. I'm sick. I've been running off of Dayquil all day, and my head hurts. So I don't know how much reading I'm gonna get done. I'm cutting out all of the noises of me clearing my throat. So if this is choppy, it's because I keep having to clear my throat. But yeah, like I was saying, my head hurts. I don't know how much reading, like physical reading, I'm gonna get done. So I think I'm just gonna try to listen to my audiobook of The Help, like I have been, because I'm just enjoying that experience so far. And yeah, I got a small Amazon delivery today, so I thought I'd just go over the couple of items that I got in that package. So, super brief, I didn't get a ton, but I will say one of the products was way more than I anticipated on spending, but I'm gonna give it the good old college try. The first thing I got was new screen protector for my phone, because I dropped my phone the other day and the screen protector wasn't the right size for my phone, so I got new ones. That's it. That's all I'm trying to say. And then this one I'm really excited about. This was the one that was a little more expensive than I would have liked to have spent my money on, but I've seen really great reviews on it, so I'm gonna try it out. It's the Way Scalp Serum. Back in high school, I had not that I ever had like thick hair, I have really like fine, thin hair, but it was a lot more fuller, thicker, denser in high school, and then something happened in college. I don't know if it was just the water from my college town, I have no idea, but my hair has been tragically thin and frail ever since, so I'm really trying to get back into the swing of things to do everything that I can to get my hair where I want it to be. I just feel like I'm balding every single day. So got the scalp serum, I'm gonna try it out. And then lastly, super exciting, I got an external hard drive, because I need more storage on my laptop for when I edit these videos. And I think it's just a good idea in general, because I'm just so, I can't find the words right now. I'm so like brain foggy. I just do so much on my phone and my laptop, and I have so many photos and videos that I just needed it. But that was my little haul for today. So, like I said, I'll probably just end up listening to this, but if I start to feel better when my Dayquil kicks in a minute, I might just also try to pick it up and read it. But I'm just gonna really try to rest. I'm not feeling too hot, but yeah, I wanted to like touch base on the Onyx Storm release tonight, because it technically comes out Tuesday, tomorrow. And it's still saying that it will be delivered on Friday. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. My other Amazon products that I just showed you guys said that they were going to be delivered Wednesday and then they just ended up being shipped today. So it could just be a delay and whatever because it's not technically released yet. I have no idea. But I also wanted to just kind of put a disclaimer about Onyx Storm. I'm excited, like eager to read it, but not in the way where like, I don't know if this is gonna be an unpopular opinion or not, not in the way where I think that it's like the best series ever and that I'm like super excited to read it in that sense, you know what I mean? Like, I thought that the second book left off on a cliffhanger of the sorts, and you know, I'm eager to see where the story goes, but I don't love the series in terms of like, oh, this is like the best writing ever, you know, whatever. I'm just thoroughly entertained, and that's kind of where it ends. I think certain parts of the story are done really well, and then other parts not so much. So I don't know, I just felt like I had to disclaim that because there are so many people that I see going back and forth about this series, as usual with a series that's this popular. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's a series that I'm like dying to continue. I would just say it's really exciting and I love being involved in big releases and big hype, you know, and being in the know of things, whether it's like a new TV show coming out, a new movie, a new book. Like, I just love being in the know with all of it. It's the pop culture of it all, you know? So that's where I am. Hopefully it'll come before Friday so that once I'm feeling better, I can just get to it, you know? I am extremely down bad. I don't even know if I can film this. Listen to me. I haven't talked in a minute, so my voice, oh my god. I'm going to sleep soon. I called out of work for tomorrow because I'm not doing well. And I wanted to update you guys on something that I just learned about the book, The Help, and its author. But I'm gonna update you guys tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon when I hopefully don't sound like this anymore so that you don't have to continue. We don't have to keep doing this. Okay. Good night. Hello everybody. It is now Wednesday. I didn't film anything yesterday. I just got a couple of B-roll clips because I was extremely sick, and I'm still kind of sick. I'm getting better. I have a lot more energy today. So I'm just gonna give you guys a few little updates. But yesterday I didn't really get a lot of reading done. I mostly just listened to about like 4% of my audiobook for The Help. I just didn't have energy. Like, my head was throbbing. I think I was like vertical for like maybe 20 minutes the entire day. I probably took like 200 steps total. I was out. I laid on the couch all day. I watched Queen Charlotte. Rewatched it because I watched it when it first came out, and that's all I did yesterday. Literally was lay on the couch and watch Queen Charlotte. I was in so much pain, and I have the day off again today just because yesterday I felt so terrible that I needed to sleep, and I did. I slept for like almost 12 hours last night. I'm still pretty nasally, but I'm getting my energy back and my appetite, so I'm gonna go back to work tomorrow, but just wanted to like take the day again to like rest and re-energize myself. But the updates that I have, I was actually able to physically, with my own eyes, read a chapter this morning of The Help, so that's a good sign. And I am now, let's see, 45% into the book. I'm a little bit into chapter 15 on the audiobook as well. I've just been listening to it while I, you know, put my laundry in, do some little cleanup from my disaster gross sick day yesterday. And then an exciting update is I got the Onyx Storm, look at this, the special edition copy yesterday. So what happened was Amazon, the pre-order, like I said, I pre-ordered it back in July, and it said it wouldn't be delivered until Friday, which is fine, but Amazon's been, like, the pre-orders for a lot of people have been really tricky lately, and they are just starting to tell people like, oh, it'll be delivered this day, and then they'll get a notification that's like, never mind, we're out of stock, it's not coming. So I was like, well, I pre-ordered the special edition, I want the special edition. Like, I know this is like such a first world problem, but like the other two, the Fourth Wing and the Iron Flame editions that I have are all the sprayed edges, so like I just kind of wanted it to match. I know, super picky, but that's what I wanted. So I went into my nearest Barnes & Noble and I reserved this one yesterday morning. And then my boyfriend went and picked it up after he got off work yesterday. So shout out to him for picking that up for me. He sent me pictures of him leaving the parking lot, and he said that pretty much everyone else that was there was also picking up their reserved copy of this edition of Onyx Storm. So I thought that was funny. I actually didn't know that Target was doing a special edition as well. I thought that one looked really cool too, but I only need one edition of this book. I don't need to buy more than one copy of it personally. Super excited to get into that. I know that it's, what I've been hearing is that it's kind of a hefty load at first. Like the first 10 chapters are just a lot of like lore dropping and like names that people aren't necessarily remembering, which is what I'm kind of nervous for, because I remember the big parts of like Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and I watched like a mini recap that someone posted on TikTok, and I remembered most of that for the most part, but like names and stuff, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to really like lock in. And because I'm still not feeling 100% and I'm listening to The Help, I think I'm gonna try to finish The Help first before I start this. So that's kind of where I'm at now. And then I have to cancel. I have to return whenever the Amazon shipment does get to me, because it's not letting me cancel the order even though it hasn't shipped yet. I'm just gonna return it when it gets here, because either way I ended up using a gift card that I got for Christmas for Barnes & Noble to get this, and so I'm just gonna return it and get my money back. Maybe someone else can purchase it from Amazon then. But yeah, those are my little updates. I am excited to get into Onyx Storm. I'm hearing a lot of good things so far, besides like people being confused the first 10 chapters in. I'm hearing that people are like really enjoying it, and that it's more like fantasy than like the romance, you know? Like Rebecca Yarros is getting into the fantasy aspect more than the romantasy, which is super exciting. I love a good romantasy, don't get me wrong, but I am really looking forward to getting more into this world, like the fantasy lore of it all. So those are my few little updates. Something else that I saw yesterday that I'm super excited about, hold on. Rebecca Ross, who wrote the Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows, and then also a few other duologies that I've read. She wrote Sisters of Sword and Song, as well as A River Enchanted and A Fire Endless. Loved all of those books. She announced her new book that's coming out this year. Super excited. It's called A Wild Reverence, and it's in the same world as Divine Rivals, which I'm super, super excited about. I believe it's some type of, I don't want to say it's a prequel. I don't think it's like a prequel, but I think it's about like, if you've read Divine Rivals and like the gods that they talk about, I think it's about like their lore and like the gods from before Divine Rivals happens. So super interesting, really excited. Her writing is just so beautiful, I think. Okay, you guys have probably had enough of me nasally telling you these meager updates, so that's it. I'll update you guys later if I get far into The Help and whatnot, but yeah. Oh my god, I forgot that I was going to update you guys on my findings regarding The Help, the book by Catherine Stockett. I was gonna update you guys because on Monday night I was like spiraling. I don't know what it was, but while I was reading The Help, I was getting like this weird feeling. I was like, who is this author? Like what's the lore here? Like, what's the background story here? You know, because like if you guys have read The Help or watched the movie, it's all about race, obviously, you know. It's about segregated 1962 in Mississippi, and I was like, who wrote this book? And lo and behold, I have never heard about this, so my bad, literally my bad for not researching this. I did get this book for free. It was literally just like during book club, everyone brought like a used book that they had that they wanted to like give out, and I just grabbed it because I was like, oh, I've heard that this movie is like really good, and so I'll read the book first. And I've had it for a while on my desk, and so I was like, oh, I'll read it now, watch the movie. But now that I'm looking into it, I'm like, oh my god, all I've ever heard was that this book and the movie are like brilliant, and now I'm not so sure. So it is a white woman that wrote this book, And apparently, let me look up my Goodreads update for this because, so, in regards to the movie, Viola Davis and Bryce Dallas Howard have both come out since the movie was released and said that they regret doing it because of how much it focused on like the white saviorism, which I was like, oh yeah, for sure. Never, I have not seen that, but like got it. And I was looking it up on like Reddit and Twitter and stuff to see like the general public's like thoughts. And a lot of people were saying like it is some of Viola Davis's best work and she's phenomenal, but like in terms of the plot and the story, yes, it's a lot of white saviorism in the movie, which is like so unfortunate because I feel like the story is obviously so important to tell, but then it's also like a white person writing it. So I was just getting bad vibes all around, right? I was spiraling there. And then I saw, which this lawsuit didn't go anywhere because apparently something was filed like too late for the court, but apparently this story was stolen from a woman named Abilene. And if you've read The Help or watched The Help, I'm assuming the name is still the same. Abilene is one of the main black characters in this book. And it was like, okay, yes, she was a maid. So Abilene Cooper said that Catherine Stockett stole her story. Like that is literally essentially the story of her life. And Catherine Stockett just wrote about it without permission or anything. And Abilene tried to file a lawsuit, and again, it didn't go anywhere because it was filed too late. But it was Catherine Stockett's brother. She was the nanny and the maid for his family, and Catherine Stockett stole her story. And I am just like beside myself. If this was a big deal at some point, I am so sorry. I had no idea. I've never heard of this. Absolutely wild. I probably won't end up watching the movie, and like I said, I got the book for free, so I'm just gonna like listen to it, read it, see, you know, where it goes from there. I didn't see anything in regards to like the book being super white saviorism, but apparently the movie is. Extremely unfortunate and just like horrific for that to even exist. I don't understand how this isn't like, I don't know, it's just beyond me. I was spiraling reading about this the other night because like I knew that something was like fishy about the writing and the way that it was just like written. I was like, I need to look up who this author is because I don't feel like this is a black author, you know what I mean? So that was my update slash you know, spiral that I was going through the other night, and absolutely weird and bizarre behavior to profit off of somebody else's tragedies and stories that way. So yeah. Okay, so I'm here for just a little update. I am 62% of the way into The Help. I've been doing a little bit mixture of physical reading as well as listening to the audiobook today. I don't know if I said, but I started this morning at around like 42-ish%. So I've gotten about 20% in today. And, you know, I'm not enjoying it. It is an interesting storyline. I just think in the shortest, most summarized way possible that it is an important story just told by the wrong person. I did look at the back of the book past the acknowledgements to see there was this script called Too Little Too Late. Catherine Stockett wrote it in her own words, and I just briefly skimmed through it, and it explains why she felt that she needed to write this story, and I think it is a great sentiment. Again, I just think it's, yeah, a great sentiment, an important story, important narrative, just told by the wrong person. Essentially, she had a black maid in her family growing up who passed away when Catherine was 16, so she never got to ask her these questions, and this book is a little bit loosely based off of Catherine's experience, like very loosely. She didn't do what they do in The Help with the interviews and stuff, but she was also an aspiring writer from Mississippi that moved to New York, just like one of the main white female characters in this book. And I guess Catherine just wrote what she wished she could have done in the past. I don't know. It's kind of just a lot to think about. It's a really important topic, and I don't really know. I'm kind of a little lost for it. It seems like there are mixed feelings and reviews online, and it's something that I don't feel is for me to even really understand or talk about, because I am not a Black person. And yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much all I'm gonna say on it for the rest of this book. I'm gonna try to finish it in the next few days. I just, I've seen a lot of very mixed reviews online about how people feel about it, mostly Black people, because those are the opinions that matter in this, situation. It's not really for me to say, like, oh yeah, that's okay, because, like, who am I to say that? I'll just try to finish it in the next couple of days. Hopefully, like, by sometime tomorrow, I can just wrap it up, do a little more research on it and how people feel about it, see how it ends. I'm interested to see where the narrative takes us by the end of the book. But I actually do not think I will be watching the movie for this, just for reasons that I have been kind of explaining in the past, where I feel that the white person is profiting off of other people's stories. So, yeah. To wrap it up in a bow, point blank, it is simply white saviorism. The book focuses primarily on the white person's experience and their feelings and how this affects them, which I understand it's written by a white person, but, like, I just don't think that we needed that. I don't think that was necessary. Hello, happy Thursday. I just got home from work, and this is what I did at work. Just kidding. I did more than that. Obviously, it was an all-day developmental meeting. That's just one of the things we did. It was just a little activity. We wrote down our word of the year, and I felt like confidence was a good one for me, for just, like, one single word. I have a lot of goals this year, but that was my word. That's my mini work update. I feel horrible. I am so tired from, like, socializing and, like, sitting in the meeting all day, just because I still am, like, congested. But it definitely is a much better day than the last 2 days. I just got home. I listened to, like, 2 chapters of The Help, so getting very close to being done with that. Excited about it. But yeah, I thought I'd give you guys just a little update before I went inside, because it's already, like, 4:30, which isn't that late, but it took me, like, an hour to get home. So, here I go. Okay, sorry it's dark. It's about 10 o'clock at night, and I just finished The Help. So like I said, I'll keep it super brief, since I've talked about kind of my findings with this author and the book, but I think I'm gonna give it an overall, a nitpicky 3.25 stars, because, like, the writing wasn't bad. Again, I think the story is important. And yeah, I'm gonna stick with what I've been saying. Great sentiment, wrong person to tell the story, and just a little conflicting. It's conflicting when it just feels not sincere and not right. But it wasn't the worst thing I've read. Like, in terms of experience, I really did enjoy the audiobook experience with the voice actors. I thought they did a really great job, and it kept me engaged. This is just such an I wasn't expecting this to be so, like, have me so torn, because I don't want to rate it super low, because it's not that I hated it, and I do think, obviously, that it's important for us to acknowledge these stories and what happened back then. I just think part of the way that it was told was white saviorism and focused too much on the white person, and then the fact that the white person that wrote the book also has controversial a controversial past with this story in general is just, it's weird. And then the fact that it became a movie, and then part of the cast is like now regretting being in the movie because of how it portrays the white saviorism and how it focuses. And I haven't seen the movie, but I believe them when they say that it focuses more so on the white person. Yeah, and I just don't, it just makes me feel a certain type of way. So maybe 3 stars. 3 stars, is that like middle of the line? I don't know, that's it. I've been rambling on about this for too long. If you've read this book, if you have thoughts and opinions, love to hear it. Yeah. Anyways, my camera was dying for the last part, but I just want to say, now that I am done with whatever that was, whatever that experience that was for me, I am now moving on to Onyx Storm. And because this is a week in my life reading vlog, you will not see me be anywhere near close to finishing this because it is Thursday night. I have to work tomorrow. It's already 10 o'clock. Probably not going to read any of it tonight. We'll read after work tomorrow and then try to read most of the day Saturday, but I'm probably also going to be editing this video on Saturday. So we'll see what little bits I get of it. And of course, I also don't want to spoil it for anyone. People have already finished it, which is just so funny and cool. Wish that were me, honestly. But still, for those of you that are like me that have not, I don't want to spoil anything. Maybe I'll give like a few just like first impressions. Nothing spoilery, just like my feelings. And yeah, I'm really excited though. I'm so excited to finally do it. I just filmed that entire clip as a time lapse, so I'm gonna do it one more time really quickly. Before I go to bed, I have one more thing to say. I have seen so many people do reading sprints of them reading Onyx Storm on like YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, and for like a brief second I was like, oh, maybe I should do a reading sprint. That'd be so fun to get my reaction live. But then I quickly realized, no, I absolutely cannot do that because I move my mouth when I read. Nothing comes out most of the time. I just like move my lips to the words that I'm reading, which is why I can't read in public like in coffee shops most of the time, because it's humiliating. So like I can read out in like a field, in a park when people are further away, but I will not be filming myself live reading like that, because once I get really into a book, like I am immersed, I have no control over what my face looks like. And I know that can be entertaining, but I am not ready. I am not ready for that to be out into the world. So no, I answered my own question, and I just thought I would put that out there because maybe somebody else does that too. Okay, good night. As he climbs into my lap, I am just logging into work. It's early in the morning. I am still nasally, but I'm feeling so much better, if anyone was wondering, which is great because I wanted to go snowboarding on Sunday, so it looks like that will happen. And I'm not going to compare myself to Rory Gilmore because I'm just not, because that's just like cringy to do, right? But something that I can heavily relate to with Rory is that I just like carry my books with me everywhere. Like I'm fully like 5 minutes into work right now. I'm just going through emails and just wanted to update you guys really quick because I mean, I don't have any updates. I just wanted to tell you guys, I brought this book in here with me, and I have no plans on reading it because I have to get work done. But it's comforting to have it like right next to me. I don't know why. I always do this with all my books. Like I will just bring them with me, and like
if I'm going out for the day for work, then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll bring my book because when I take my lunch, I can read it. And like sometimes that happens, but a lot of times I just like get caught up in work and I don't like do that. So it's so, I don't know, it's just like a comfort thing. And yeah, that's all I had to say. What do you have to say? Yes, it's Friday. Like I said, not a lot of reading for Onyx Storm will get done. Hopefully tonight it will, and then tomorrow during the day. But tomorrow I'm planning on taking those books that I unhauled from my last video to the library. And then I want to go on like a long walk because I haven't been able to exercise all week. I really want to get some form of exercise in tomorrow. And then at 4 o'clock I have a nail appointment. But in between all that, hoping to read, and then in the evening, reading a lot. And then Sunday, like I said, I'm going snowboarding, which I can actually read in the car. That's not an issue for me. It's that I'm like nervous to leave the book in the car when I go onto the mountain. I'm just like nervous about leaving anything in the car. Honestly, I always take everything with me, especially now living in the city. I just don't like to leave things in the car. So probably won't bring it for that drive. Also, when it's such a long drive, I want to be able to like talk to my boyfriend and, you know, enjoy the scenery for what it is. And then when I'm actually like, I'm excited for this read, and it's anticipated, and you know, I do want to find out why people are like freaking out and stuff. But I think I'm gonna take my time with this book. I think I'm gonna take most of next week to just like, I mean, watch me devour it in like a few days. No, I really do want to take my time with it. So probably just sometime next week. I have all next week before the Rebecca Yaros like Q&A, you know, in-person Q&A thing I'm going to. So yeah, I'm just going to go at my own pace, and see how long it takes me to read, but no hurry here. Okay, so I have been reading for an hour and 5 minutes now, and I am only on page whopping 50. I forget how dense these books are, and also the pages are really long. I mean, this is a pretty big book, so it's taking me a minute to get through it, especially because so many, you know, names and stuff are dropped. I did not do a reread of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, so it's a lot of like, you know, trying to really work it out up here to connect the dots. But I'm kind of just going with it. I know a lot of people have been saying that they're confused because of how much like history and names are being dropped in the book that they don't recognize. How I work through that is that I just keep reading, and I just assume that if it is important, it'll be brought up again, or if the name keeps getting brought up and I'm really just it's not clicking, I'll just like Google it later. But as long as I just keep reading, you know, it plays out like a movie in my head, so it's just like these little
blobs of characters until I finally like figure it out. Usually I can like it'll come at me eventually, but loving it. I'm like finding myself to already be a little addicted. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It seems like it's already just, I mean, maybe I'm just not remembering accurately because it's been a minute since I read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, but only 50 pages in and it feels a lot more fantasy focused. I mean, we have gotten like the little clips of Violet and Xaden, kind of, but like, I don't know, it's just fun. Like, I'm back with my buddies, and, you know, are things okay? I don't, who's to say? No spoilers, like I said, I'm not gonna spoil anything. But we are marching through, and then I like kind of showed this in an earlier clip before I did like the time lapse, but sometimes when I read like fantasy books, so like when I read like Akatar and Throne of Glass for the first time, I did this, and like it enhanced my reading experience. It like really just dove me into the story. Like I kind of mentioned, I play out the books when I'm reading them as like a movie in my head, like every single book that I read, but like for fantasy, it's so fun. That's why I can never watch like a adaptation of these books because it's just like not gonna be like it is up here, right? But anyways, like I was saying, so like I listened during my Akatar and Throne of Glass reading to this YouTube instrumental called Reading Music to Concentrate. Ambient study music, soothing music for studying. I don't know. This is what it like looks like on YouTube, and there's like sunsets, and like every now and then it changes to like a different picture, but it's 2 hours and 30 minutes long. And then while I haven't done this in a while, but like it's really helping me like just focus on the book right now and read it. With my tea and popcorn on the side, might I add. And my boyfriend's, I don't know what game this is. It's his gaming mug. But I haven't done this in a minute, but when I used to do this when reading books that I have been so immersed in, I would like get to the full 2 hours and 30 minutes and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm already there. Restart. Just restart the YouTube again and keep on chugging. So, I mean, I'm already an hour and 5 minutes in, so this is great. This is amazing. I wanted to get to page 100 tonight, which seems like I should get there because, you know, the book's, it's not slow. It's not starting off that slow. I'll tell you that. She did not disappoint in the first 50 pages with the pacing. So I think I'm going to try to just get to page 100 tonight and then call it a night because I am so excited to sleep. So excited for bed tonight. Because even though this book is extremely exciting and thrilling so far, my eyes hurt and they are closing. So it's 9:30 by the way. I'm just ready for bed. Here's to more. Here is to more of my friends in Onyx Storm. Hi all, it is now Saturday. What is today? Saturday, January 25th. It is the end of the week. So I think I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to do a brief recap of what was read this week. But yeah, today we just already went off and did some errands. It's snowing out today. I'm going to start editing this video, and then I have a nail appointment at 4. And then after that, I'll probably read a little bit more of Onyx Storm. But other than that, tomorrow we're going snowboarding, and then I'll read like tomorrow evening. But you know, I'm not gonna finish this book in the video, so if you do want to see my overall thoughts on it, you will probably most likely see them on my Bookstagram, Kiana's Reads, which I'll link down below, and then I'll probably at some point do some type of summary review for my month on this channel, so look out for that as well if you're still watching to this point. But yeah, last night I got to about page 98 in Onyx Storm. Hoping to get another 100 pages read tonight of that. But yeah, we started off the week on Sunday. I completed The Favorites by Lane Fargo, and I rated it on 3 stars. I might bump it up to a 3.5 because it wasn't that the writing was bad. I actually really enjoyed the writing. I enjoyed the entire book up until the 70% mark. And then the last 30% of the book really was what docked off points for me. I just did not find a lot of what happened necessary. I thought it got a little messy in terms of the plot and not in like a, you know, oh, it's too toxic, too messy type of way. It just did not really flow for me, and I did not enjoy the last 30%. That's what knocked off most of the points for me. I just did not feel that satisfied with the ending personally. So that will be about a 3 to 3.5 stars for me. And then you didn't see me read a lot of that in the beginning of the week. I read most of it and finished it on Sunday when I started filming this video, but I did finish The Favorites this week. And then I also finished my read/audiobook listen of The Help. That one I rated about a 3 stars as well. Not because of the writing again. I thought the writing was good, but it more so got points knocked off for the unknown morals and motives of the author that I found out outside of reading the book, and the white saviorism that I felt was very heavily present while reading the story. So 3-ish stars there as well. As for my thoughts on Onyx Storm in the first 100 pages, I believe I said this last night, but I'm enjoying it. I think it's engaging. I am having a good time. It's entertaining. Like, I think things are happening, things are moving, and, you know, I'm seeing some mixed non-spoiler reviews online where some people are absolutely loving it, and then some people are like, what's happening? I don't know who any of these people are. I guess I don't feel that way. I feel like it's been like over a year since I read Iron Flame, and then more than that since I read Fourth Wing. Whenever they, you know, last came out was when I read them. And I don't think I'm confused or lost. Like, I'm not trying to sound pretentious. I just don't think anything that nuts has really happened, you know, to where I'm that lost and confused. And then, like I said last night, if I don't know a character's name, I don't really like worry about it unless it's like being repeated. And then if I still don't know who they are at that point, then I'll look it up. But unless something's being heavily repeated to me, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I can always like reflect back, you know? So in terms of like plot and confusion, I don't think I'm that confused. And then in terms of the writing, like I said at the beginning of this video, it's not like Nobel Prize, you know, writing. It's not like this incredible writing, but I am thoroughly entertained, and I also don't think it's horrible. I'm just having a fun time. I read these books to have a fun time. There's dragons, there's fantasy, there's romance. I think it's a good time. I'm having a good time. I hope I continue to have a good time. I rated Fourth Wing 5 stars. I don't know if I would still rate it 5 stars if I read it today, but it would still probably be around like a 4-ish, 4.5 stars for me. Iron Flame I didn't like as much. It just felt a little too messy, and the miscommunication trope of it all was bothersome to some degree. It just felt like too much as the book kept going from what I remember. I think I rated that 3.5. I would probably stay the same there, 3.5-ish stars. So we'll see what I rate Onyx Storm. I'm just enjoying it. I'm just coming along for the ride. I'm entertained. That's what I rate my books based off of for the most part. It's just, am I entertained? Do I like it? Okay. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching again this week. If you've watched my other videos, thank you so much for watching up until this point. If you are still here, I really do appreciate it. I hope that, you know, even though I got sick and didn't finish Onyx Storm in this video, it was still a good one. And yeah, I hope I see you guys next week. Bye.